Ahead of Martin Luther King Day, communities in Milwaukee already celebrating the legacy of the civil rights activist. CBS 58's Frank Healy went to a service today and has the story.
The 32nd annual Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Memorial Prayer Service at All Saints Catholic Church was lively today as members gathered to reflect on his letters written during his time in a jail cell in Birmingham, Alabama, while in prison for his activism in the 1960s.
It's inspirational, it's uplifting, and it carries on the history of what people need to know about Dr. Martin Luther King.
Joyce Sims, part of the parish council at All Saints Catholic Church, says this year's keynote speaker is the Honorable Judge Corey Ashley of the Milwaukee County Circuit Court. Judge Ashley says she attended this church herself and is excited to return today to speak to the congregation and reflect on the context of Reverend Dr. King's letters.
What he talked about is the tension that sometimes is the catalyst for change, the danger of complacency, and how to go about changing that mindset.
She says that's something that happens as a community and hopes people can apply that to their lives even now.
How to recognize the significance of that interrelatedness and how to try to find that again in Milwaukee.
For Judge Ashley, she says MLK's work to change society inspired her to pursue her career to better society herself.
I think he's an inspiration for all of us, right?
Judge Ashley says both here in Milwaukee and across the nation, Dr. King's work isn't done, but it's important to recognize what's changed since the start of the civil rights era in the 1960s.
I mean, it's just so nice that he's getting this recognition in the form of this annual prayer service, but also that the day has now been a federal holiday. I went to school on Martin Luther King Day when I was a kid. You know, that my kid is out of school now and that everyone's taking the time to reflect on his words so many years later, I think is really significant. It shows us how far we've come.
This prayer service rotates between 3 different churches in the Milwaukee area every year. Frank Healy, CBS 15.